We all picked up Think and Grow Rich to build wealth, to change our life, to finally unlock what's been holding us back. But Napoleon Hill wasn't just talking about money and wealth. He was talking about something deeper. Without faith, you can grind 24/7. You could chase every opportunity. You can read every book, watch every video, and still fail. Because faith is the engine. It's the force behind every dream that becomes real. No faith equals no results. No belief equals no action. No inner conviction equals no outer success. This isn't positive thinking. This is survival. This is power. This is Think and Grow Rich, the real version. But can you handle the truth? You're not stuck because you're past. You're not stuck because your parents. You're not stuck because of your environment, your income, or your circumstances. You're stuck because of one thing: your thoughts. Let that hit for a second. Every man lives inside a mental prison. But the crazy part, the bars were built with his own beliefs. Here's how it happens. From a young age, you absorb messages from everywhere. That's not realistic. Be careful. That's not for people like us. You're too young. You're not that smart. You'll never be like him. You hear them once, them twice, them 100 times, and without even realizing it, you start repeating them to yourself. That's when it becomes dangerous, because once you start thinking small, you start living small. Not because you lack talent, not because you lack potential, but because your mind is obeying the programming you never questioned. Every empire, every fortune, every transformation you admire, it all started the same way, with belief. Not money, not followers, not strategy, faith. The Wright brothers, no degrees, no funding, just faith in flight. Steve Jobs, no guarantee, no fallback plan, just faith and vision. And Napoleon Hill, he didn't just write about wealth, he wrote about the mindset that creates it. And he said it best: faith is the head chemist of the mind. In other words, your mind shapes your beliefs shape your behavior, and your behavior shapes your results. And faith is the spark that turns ideas into action. It's the fire that pushes you forward when everything says stop. Without faith, your thoughts are empty. You have no muscle, no drive, no power. They die before they take off. And you felt it, haven't you? You've had a dream, a real one, a vision that made your heart race. But then doubt crept in, and it whispered, I don't know if I'm ready. What if I fail? I'm not sure I have what it takes. And just like that, boom, the dream died. Because your mind is obeying the programming you never questioned. Napoleon Hill said, truly, thoughts are things. That wasn't a metaphor, it was a warning. Because whatever dominates your mind eventually dominates your life. If your dominant thought is, I'll never make it, your brain will prove you right. I'm not good enough, your energy will shrink. Success is for other people. You'll stop chasing it before you even start. But here's the plot twist. The same mechanism that's been holding you back is the one that can set you free. Because thoughts don't just limit, they also build. Every millionaire, every great athlete, every revolutionary leader, they all started with the same thing, a thought. You see, most men are waiting for permission, waiting for proof, waiting for the perfect moment. But faith doesn't wait. Faith moves without proof. Faith acts before the path is clear. Faith says, I don't see it yet, but I'm walking like it's already mine. That's the difference between the man who talks and the man who builds. Because faith isn't something you find, faith is something you build. And the way you build it is by moving before you're ready. By showing up even when no one claps. By grinding even when the vision is blurry. By deciding I am the one before anyone else believes it. Faith grows through motion. Faith grows through repetition. Faith grows through persistence when everything around you screams, quit. That's why most people stay stuck. They're waiting for certainty. They're waiting to feel confident. But confidence is a reward, not a requirement. It shows up after the work, after the risk, after the faith. So here's the truth no one told you. The dream isn't dead. You just stopped feeding it. The fire's not gone. You just forgot how to light it. So today, start with one decision. What if I became the first? What if I changed everything? That what if wasn't wishful thinking. It was the seed of everything. And it started with one choice. They refused to believe the same thoughts that kept everyone else stuck. So now the real question becomes, what thought are you feeding today? Because the one you repeat the most, the one you protect, believe, and obey, that's the one shaping your reality. Most men think a negative thought is just that, a thought, harmless, fleeting, private, something that lives in the mind and dies quietly. But here's the uncomfortable truth that most never realize. Your thoughts are instructions. Your thoughts are blueprints. Your thoughts are orders to your future. You're not simply a product of your environment. You're a product of your inner dialogue. And if your mind is polluted with doubt, fear, weakness, and excuses, then everything you build will contaminate by day. I know you're like, what you mean? Wait, let me explain why. Every time you say, I'm not good enough, your subconscious goes, Roger that. Every time you think success is too hard, your nervous system tightens. Your shoulders slump, your body withdraws. Every time you whisper, I'll never be that guy, you reinforce an identity that rejects growth. This isn't spiritual fluff. This is neurological facts. Your subconscious mind doesn't care whether a thought is positive or negative. It doesn't evaluate truth or fiction. It simply records and responds. The subconscious mind is like a soldier on the battlefield. It doesn't ask why. It doesn't debate. It simply follows orders. And those orders, they come from your thoughts. I will move, even if I'm scared, even if I'm unsure, even if I fail. Because the engine behind every dream isn't money, isn't talent, isn't timing, it's faith. Build that and the rest will follow. Your mind is a supercomputer, but you're the programmer. Think of your mind like a search engine, like Google. Type in a question, why am I such a loser? And it'll put up every failure, every embarrassing moment, every mistake you made since you were a child. But type in, how can I overcome this? And it'll start looking for strategies, for mentors, for breakthroughs, for answers. Your brain mirrors the question you ask most often. Your questions create your emotions. Your emotions drive your behavior, and your behavior carves your destiny. So when you say something casually like, I'm just not motivated, I suck with women, I always be broke, you think you're venting, but you're actually training your brain to prove you right. It will start searching your memory for validation. Then it creates emotions to match. Then you'll start acting in alignment with that belief, even when you don't want to. And this is the trap. Most men live inside of a prison that their own psychological hands built. They whispered self-doubt so long that it became reality. They spoke mediocrity so often that it became reality. They've repeated failure in their heads so long, and now they don't even try. The most dangerous phrase a man could say, let me tell you something chillin'. The most dangerous sentence you'll ever say is this: that's just the way I am. No, that's just the way you thought for so long. You weren't born lazy. You weren't born addicted. You weren't born timid. You weren't born average. You became that through repetition, through tucking your tail. Let's flip the script, because here's the twist nobody talks about. Faith is always active. It's not something you get later. It's something you're using right now. The only question is, where is your faith pointed? When you say, I'll never make it, I'm not built for this, I'm always messing up, that's not self-awareness. That's not realism. That's not honesty. That's faith in failure. You're not doubting, you're believing, just in the worst case scenario. You can lie to yourself, but you're not gonna lie to me, because I know you've practiced it over and over until it became automatic, until you didn't even question it. You thought it was just you. So what happens? You move like it, you shrink, you hesitate, you self-sabotage, you pull back at the finish line. And life reflects that belief right back at you, because your mind is always obeying the dominant belief, always following the script you feed it. So let me ask you, what if you just change the script? What if instead of faith in your downfall, you place faith in your becoming? What if you actually believe that you're being shaped right now for something massive, that every obstacle is training, not punishment? Woo, that's powerful. Let me say that again. That every obstacle is training, not punishment. That you're capable of far more than anything currently you see. You stop applying, you stop risking, you stop dreaming, you started shrinking. And now you walk around calling that your personality? It's not, it's a script. And the good news is, scripts can be rewritten. Repetition is power when you use it on purpose. There's a reason why commercials play the same line over and over again. Why songs repeat the same chorus. Why propaganda works. Repetition wires belief. Belief drives behavior, and behavior creates results. You've already experienced this. You've already used auto-suggestion, just in the wrong direction. I can't focus. Your brain reduces its attention span. I'm not lucky. You ignore opportunities when they knock. I'm bad with money. You subconsciously make poor financial choices. This isn't magic. This is science. How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you attack your day if you knew for a fact that this pain is a part of my process? This delay is building my patience, not blocking my path. This failure isn't the end. It's the furnace of my future. Listen, faith isn't a feeling. It's a decision. You choose it. You stand on it. You fight to keep it alive, even when it looks dumb, even when no one claps, even when the progress is invisible. Because here's what the haters and the critics won't tell you. Faith feels ridiculous right before it becomes real. Think about that. When you speak confidently before you win, people think you're crazy. When you act like a king while you're still broke, they call it delusion. But later, when the vision manifests, suddenly you're a genius. Oh wow, he's a genius. Suddenly it all makes sense. Then they start deriding. But here's the irony. Faith only looks smart in hindsight, but it only works in the present. So don't wait for the crowd. Don't wait for confirmation. Don't wait for the right time. Choose the new belief now. And that's not some empty motivation BS. It's brain science. It's psychology. It's spiritual law. Your thoughts shape your reality, but it's your faith that gives those thoughts power. So if you're gonna believe something, you better not believe in your downfall. You better not believe in disqualification. You better not believe in your old identity. You must become aware of your dominant thoughts. You must catch the weak voice in the act. You must choose new commands and install them daily. Start rebuilding your blueprint. Here's where things change. Here's what you do today. Number one, identify the weak blueprint. Start with brutal honesty. What do I repeatedly say to myself? What do I believe about my potential? What thoughts feel automatic but disempowering? Write them down. Unmask them. Number two, choose a new command. Replace it with a stronger truth, not some generic affirmation, a personal, emotional, present tense command. I am a focused, dominant force of nature. I attract success through consistency and intensity. I am disciplined, driven, and locked in. Number three, speak it until it sticks. Every morning, every night, during your workout, in the mirror, not once, for a week, until it becomes a part of you. Intensity matters, emotion matters, repetition matters. If you do this slowly, your blueprint shifts. You become what you rehearse. You embody what you repeat. You attract what you align with. Your thoughts are more than thoughts.
They are your future.